This is your 1/8 scale electric buggy, A main. We've got 7 drivers lined up. Turn marshals are in position. Gentlemen, you're going to go on the sound of the tone. Stand by. Less than 5. And they're off. Everybody cleanly under the start line. Over the drop down. In through the step up. We got the leader making his way through the rollers. A little bit of commotion in the back end of the field. Your leader's over the triple, hard on the brakes. Around through the 180 step down. Over the roller. Coming over to the straight to complete his first lap. Jeff Pfeiffer out in front. Brad Chavez following in second place, with Christian Hernandez moving up to the 3rd spot. Darren Womoff taking over number 4 with the 2S LiPo. Joey Chavez back to 5. Brandon Lee up to 6th place. Mark Cantwell back to 7th in the back of the pack. We got Chad, Brad, and Christian tight for 2nd and 3rd. Jeff Pfeiffer coming around for his 3rd lap already. Brad Chavez now 2nd place.
Two-wheel drive, I think. Yep.
Getting some space between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Jeff, Brad, and Christian. Darren in 4th now. 12 seconds back. Followed by Mark Cantwell moving up from the last spot. Joey Chavez in 6th. And Brandon Lee back to the number 7th spot, bringing up the rear. We've got Jeff with a fast lap of 25.8 seconds, followed by Brad Chavez, 27.4. Brad Chavez, 28 seconds. Got a second between him and the leader made up on the last lap. Christian Hernandez with a 27-second last lap. He's catching up too, making some time, closing up the gap between 1st and 2nd, 2nd and 3rd. We've got the leader on a 30-lap, 10:20 pace. This is a 10-minute main event. We're going to see how far Darren can stretch his 2S batteries on this one. Brad Chavez now moving up to the 1st spot. Jeff Pfeiffer back to 2nd. Jeff having a little bit of trouble on that. Joey Chavez, Mark Cantwell there right behind the leader. Looks like he's a 1 lap back. Couple of position changes. Darren's up to 4th place with Christian Hernandez in 3rd. We've got Brad leading Jeff Pfeiffer now in the 1 and 2 spot. Your leader going over the step up, followed closely by 2nd there, headed through the 180, down through the rollers. Your leader's going down through the triple, clears it nicely, hard on the brakes. 2nd place Jeff Pfeiffer, same move, down through the drop down 180, trying to close up the gap between 1st and 2nd. Brad Chavez leading the pack down the straightaway and under the timing loop. Jeff Pfeiffer making up some time now. He's right on his heels. Down through the front of the track, up through the step up, gaining time as they go through the 180. Nicely done through the rollers. Tied up. They are neck and neck. Jeff giving it some room, takes him in the triple. The tread gets him.
Gets him back.
Gets him on the inside.
They're tagging. They're playing. Oh my goodness.
They're going to be fighting for it down the straightaway.
Oh, here he goes.
On the inside is Jeff Pfeiffer. Oh, tangled up. They broke right on the wheels. Jeff gets the better of the two, trying to make some space between him and Chavez. He gets out in front. Now Jeff checking out number 1 spot as Christian Hernandez still holding down the 3rd spot with Darren in 4th. Joey, meanwhile, back in 5th with Brandon Lee in 6th, and Mark Cantwell holding the 7th spot in the back of the pack. Looks like your leader is checked out now, getting some spacing. As long as he has a clean run, he should continue. But Chavez not letting him get very far ahead, still maintaining that 3-second gap between 1st and 2nd. Jeff Pfeiffer with a fast 25 flat, fast lap on lap number 7, 2 laps to go. Jeff Pfeiffer, Brad Chavez still fighting it out. Brad Chavez getting him a little bit of a breathing room now, about a straightaway between 1st and 2nd. Jeff Pfeiffer's got some room to work. He can kind of slow down and take a breath, while meanwhile Brad has to fight to get up to that number 1 spot, with Christian Hernandez doing a good job to try and catch up to Brad. Looks like he's closing the gap as well. It's only 7 seconds between 3rd and 2nd place. No change except Joey Chavez looks like he's taking away the 4th spot from Darren, putting Darren back to number 5. Brandon and Mark still holding that 6th and 7th spot. We've got 3 cars on the lead lap right now. Jeff Pfeiffer, Brad Chavez, and Christian Hernandez. Now Darren Womoff also on the lead lap. Your leader's on a 10 lap, 10:05. A 24 lap, 10:07 now, with Brad Chavez on a 24, 10:14. So 7 seconds the gap overall, with a 3.9 second gap between first and second at this time. We are 4 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. Anything can happen. Your leader now 12 laps in, followed by Brad Chavez. 25.0, the fast lap for the day on this course. 8 scales setting the time to beat. Christian Hernandez's car looking very planted out there, steering very nicely. He's got good track through the corners. Looks like Chavez taking a tumble there, trying to get back onto the other side of the loop. Jeff Pfeiffer, meanwhile, checked out. Lots of room between first and second now. A gap of about 10 seconds separating first and second. Your leader crossing the track, or under the timing loop now, with 15 laps in, with 3 minutes 30 seconds remaining, 3:30 to go in this A main event for 1/8 scale electric buggy. Jeff Pfeiffer, Brad Chavez, Christian Hernandez, 1, 2, and 3, with Darren now taking back the 4th spot from Joey Chavez, pushing him back to 5th.
Oh.
And Brandon Lee and Mark Cantwell still holding on to that 6th and 7th position, trying to claw their way back up into the middle of the pack. Christian Hernandez now being challenged by Darren. Darren only 3.4 seconds back from Christian Hernandez. That's where the fight is at this moment. 3rd and 4th. Looks like your leader, Jeff Pfeiffer's coming up on Darren Womoff. Going to make that turn on the inside fast and put him another lap down. Jeff Pfeiffer, Brad Chavez, Christian Hernandez, your top 3, with a 3.3 second gap between Christian and Darren. Darren looks like he's trying to get some time made up. Maybe if he follows Jeff around the track, he can do that. He's got 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. He's 8 minutes in on a 2-cell LiPo. So we're going to see how far he can stretch his batteries, see if he can make it the full 10 minutes. That will be one to watch. Darren now coming through the drop down 180. Turn marshals, watch your corners. Your leader now 19 laps in, working on lap number 20 with 1 minute and 45 seconds to go. Brad Chavez in second place. Brad Chavez also with a 25.7 second fast lap on lap number 13. Looks like he's having a little bit of a long lap. Looks like Brad might be down for the count. Ed's going to hold his car. And Brad, you can make your way out there and grab that car. So, with that interesting turn of event, that's going to put Brad right now back to 4th, allowing Christian to take over the 2nd spot, and Darren work his way into number 3 for a podium position. And that's sending Brad Chavez back in the pack, with Brandon Lee and Mark Cantwell still behind him. Got 1 lap to make up. They've got 55 seconds to do it. Let's see if they put Brad back all the way to the 7th spot and both move up 1 position each. Jeff Pfeiffer now well in the lead with a 21 laps in on a 24 lap pace. Christian Hernandez and Darren still in a fight for their positions. Darren is only 3.4 seconds back, so it just needs a little bobble for him to get that position away. And with Christian fighting lap traffic, that might happen. But there's only 14 seconds left on the master clock. So Christian will have to make a big mistake before Darren gets to pass him. 5 seconds on the master. 1.3 the gap now between first and second, or second and third. Darren might have a chance on this lap. Watch second and third through the triple. See if Darren can make a pass with that two-cell LiPo. He does. Gets tangled up and makes the pass. On the last lap, Jeff Pfeiffer, you are done. Brandon, you are done. And Darren coming across in second position on the very last lap, putting Christian Hernandez back to third place. Joey Chavez takes fourth. Mark Cantwell up to fifth, and Brandon Lee into the sixth position. That was 10 minutes of racing.
Tough race, tough race.